Hello, ladies. Welcome to Boozy Brunch and Tea Podcast. This is the ladies' edition.
That's right. It's the ladies in here today. No fellas, no boring guy stuff. Just the women.
No, no fat neck TY. Hibernating, holding food in his neck. None of that.
No, no,
This
no bald
episode,
head Rodney with a little bit of hang time, and no,
Justin
no
Bieber, Harvey.
Harvey with the bangs, bang. Okay. So today we have two special guests joining us today. We have Brittany from Athens, Alabama. Welcome. And we have Latoya from Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome to the Boozy Brunch and Tea Podcast.
And I'm your host. It's your girl, Cook Gotti.
Hey. And I'm your host, Shantavia, a.k.a. Tavia, a.k.a. Melanin Queen 87, a.k.a. The Tavia Show. And we are here today in red tea. Okay, I'm being extra, but whatever.
Allegedly. We're allegedly here to do. No, ladies, welcome to our podcast, and we just thank you for being here with us today. So
thank you for having me.
Yes, Rodney said for us to shake our. I don't have any, but
I don't got nothing to shake. I can give you my shoulder.
I keep something to shake, but we're gonna keep
shake
something.
That's all I got. Give y'all a little body roll, but that's what y'all can get from me.
I cannot.
Okay, ladies. Right. Okay, let's get into what we're drinking today. So, Brittany, what are you drinking today?
I've got some coffee with Kahlua.
Now that tastes good. Perfect way to start the morning.
Getting me pepped up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Latoya, what are you drinking this morning?
Well, I went straight to my favorite girls, my golden girls.
Okay.
So,
rest in peace,
I got
Betty.
a little bit of, all of them, love them. I got a little Ciroc berry in there, but a little bit of Sprite, a little splash of cranberry. I'm starting off today for real.
Okay. Cookie, what you got over there?
I'm going to be fancy today, so I have a peach Bellini with my fresh strawberries in it, of course. So.
Okay.
We ain't muddling nothing today because Rodney's not here, so we're not doing
the muddle man.
Tell what's in your cup. What you drinking today?
Well, I have my H2O for one. Then I had to start with some coffee, with a little shot in there to get me ready. And then I have my strawberry lemonade mimosa, the strawberry garnish, just to get us going for today. And that's about it.
She's thirsty.
Well, right. I can't get up during the podcast, so I have to have enough to take me through. Okay.
Who has a buffet worth of drinks? Like, don't nobody do that.
It's a spread. You have to be ready, hydrate. You have to be ready to go.
I just want to be DRUNK. I don't care about. I can hydrate later.
Cause I went straight for it.
Okay, is this an hour? I'm just gonna be toe up. I'm just playing.
I'm gonna drink some water later.
I have my H2O right here. You have to keep a balance. See, when you drink water, you can drink longer. If you just drinking all alcohol, you're gonna get drunk quick, and whatever.
I don't feel like it's a problem with nothing that you said. You said you're gonna get drunk quick.
You get drunk quick, but then you can drink longer. So, like if we're out at a festival or something and we just drunk and then we dehydrated. So the water is to hydrate you to keep you from drinking all day long to turn up or whatever you're gonna do.
I'm gonna remember that next time at the festival.
Okay, right remember that because that's how you drink professionally. Okay. Okay.
With responsibility.
Yep. Okay, so cook.
Yeah, well, y'all know it can't be boozy, brunch, and tea without some tea. So right now, we're going to get into a little tea time with Kim Kardashian. She is right now in the hot seat for giving bad advice to women, that some people will say. Kim Kardashian recently done an interview with Variety, and she basically made the statement that they asked her if you have any advice to give for women in business, entrepreneurs, what would it be? And she pretty much came back with get off your, effing ass and work, it seems just like nobody wants to work these days. And I I really question like her motives, like who was she talking about? Because you can't be talking about hardworking women that are working from the ground up to build these businesses, because our finish line is different and our starting line is different. So she had a great advantage by being one rich and one by doing what she do. We all know what she did to get where she is, and I feel like every woman.
That's not allegedly either.
No,
There's
no.
proof.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Well documented proof.
Okay.
every woman's going to be different because you have someone that really are going to focus and say, hey, no, my body is not a tool to get where I need to be. I need to use my mind and my skill set to get where I need to be. And I just like to hear the opinions of you all. Like, do you think that it was right, like the advice that she gave? And also, I didn't know who this geared was. It geared towards her fellow millionaires, or was it geared towards like working class women? Because that's what the whole interview, that's what they were talking about, like women in business. So I didn't know like who was she giving this advice to, because that's not going to be motivation for me. If Kim Kardashian, the only thing she said to me about I'm literally struggling, like I work in 40 hours at my regular job and then I'm trying to be an entrepreneur on the side. Like, ma'am, you're not talking to me because I'm putting in the work and I'm not going to have success overnight. That's what I would have liked to hear her say, something encouraging instead of tearing down her fellow woman. And it lets you know where her mindset is when it comes to these things. So what do you think, Brittany? What do you think about this topic?
I don't know. I got mad when I read it at first because I was like, I know, because we talked about it. I work all the time and I'm
Yeah.
trying to grow something. And I'm like, that I am off my ass and working. And so, but then I thought, well, maybe because I didn't read the whole thing as to where she was when she said it and what led up to the question for her to respond that way. And so maybe, because we know since the pandemic, a lot of people, it's hard for people to keep workers. And so maybe it was just like that kind of mindset, and you just need to work. People need to work, or people coming at her all the time about you were spoiled and you are where you are because of who your parents are and because you have money. But that's me making excuses. I was irritated. I was like, I don't think you should have said it.
Yeah. What do you think, Toya? You think that was okay?
I mean, I didn't read it. I seen like a little clip of it, to be honest. And my first thought was the audacity because, ma'am, you had a lot of help to get where you are,
Okay.
So the fact that you would say, I mean, with so much aggression, like, who are you, like you said, who is this towards? It can't be towards the average working woman, who's actually trying to build something. Like, you didn't build that yourself. Like, you had a lot of help with that. Like, you come from money. You come from what I see, I don't know these people for real, but from what we see, everybody else see, we come from, y'all just do whatever y'all got to do to get where you're going and don't worry about the little people, the people who are actually doing the work and you putting your face on it, So that's how I took it. It was like, no, I mean, how do you come to tell somebody else, oh, you need to get your ass up and get off your ass and you're not working? But you have all these people that you're probably not giving no credit to. It's been documented that you done took from other people who've tried to do these things, but you're the bigger name. So you're getting the credit for this, So how do you even get to speak on people not wanting to work or people being quote unquote lazy or whatever you want to say that people don't want to work when half the work you're taking credit from you didn't even do, So I don't know. I think she should have just,
Allegedly. I'm going to put
yeah,
allegedly in there for my friend.
yeah.
I say allegedly a lot just to save us. So they
Yeah, so we'll
they
say
be like,
allegedly,
yeah,
but,
let's take a shot every time she say allegedly. So allegedly.
So,
Yeah.
so it's just like, I don't really think that was her place. But again, like I said, I didn't read the article, so I don't know what standpoint she was coming from. But I think it could have been answered differently, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah. And Tay, what do you think? Because I haven't really heard a lot
Oh, child.
from you in regards to this topic.
I think that everybody has their own lane, and she needs to stay in her lane. Honestly, she needs to stay in her lane. You can't speak for everybody. Like, I mean, there are some lazy women out here, but there are also some hustlers, some grinders, that may not have had the opportunity that she has to get to where she is, or, what I mean. So I think when she made the statement, it should have maybe been aimed at people that are not doing what they need to do and taking advantage of the systems and, not doing whatever they need to do. Because, I mean, like me, I ain't get to sleep with Ray J and work my way to the top, allegedly. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not out here making videos. I don't have an OnlyFans. I get out here, I work, I do whatever I have to do to make the ends meet or whatever. Support my family. That's just my nature. So if she's saying that, like, I feel like she calling me lazy at this point because I'm not where she is. You know what I mean? So everybody's not like that. There are some people the shoe may fit them, but it's not for everybody. So that's my little spiel.
Yeah, I don't know. So, on this, Kim, you get like a major thumbs down from me. I think that
Mm-hmm.
it's awesome that you are. Um, I don't know. I feel like she's inspirational when she wants to be. She had this whole spiel about prison reform and the revitalization of men. She had these things, but if you're gonna do that, good sis, just be straight across the board and have those same sentiments when it comes to women,
Mm-hmm.
because we are literally the people that everybody build it back on off of.
Mm-hmm.
Every last one of us. You see things like even like I discussed Brittany, the field that she works in. There's not a lot of women. It's like a male dominated field, and women have to really probably work 110% more than what they would in that role had if they were a man. So I think that her comment was just very insensitive, and yeah, we she could have did better, but it's a thumb down for me. So we're going to be actually moving on to some more pressing topics that we're going to be talking about today. I know that one thing, I know we're going to shift to like a more serious note. One thing that we wanted to bring up with you ladies is body image. We noticed that there has been such a stigma in body image, and you can be a size 0 or a size 22. It seems like a lot of us are having issues loving what we're given. So, it's not just the person that's overweight or the person that's underweight. Every one of us women has something that we don't really care about when it comes to our bodies. So we really want to take some time to actually carve out, what that looks like for us, and how are some things that we can, some things and ways that we can combat that. So I did a lot of research, and I came across a video um, this past week. So there's a current situation out here that there's been an issue with where women are like not following Lizzo, or they're like creating this cancel culture and hate culture towards Lizzo because she described the term loving the skin that you're in. So whether she's, she just loves being, I guess, her authentic self. So what I want to pose a question to you ladies was, is there a problem with Lizzo being positive with her body image? Is that a wrong thing? Is she enticing more people to be overweight? Is she enticing, or is she enticing people to just love themselves with what's been given? Because I do see that she does like work out. Maybe it doesn't show a lot, but she works out, and I I do see where she may have a couple healthy meals in there. So I just want to know, like, where would you all stand on them and like the cancel culture against Lizzo for just like loving her body? Not that because she's not a size 2, but she just loves her body. So what do you guys think?
I'm all for it because I think she's not out there promoting that, excuse me, that she's plus size in a way. It's that she loves herself for who she is. And I think that's a big problem as to where we are today in today's society. While a lot of women don't like themselves because they grew up being told they shouldn't because something was wrong with it. You go into the grocery store and you see tabloids of this is the diet you should try or this is the body you should look like. And I think she's just promoting that she loves herself, which is what I think anyone should do. And it's okay to want to better yourself or, you know, to work on yourself, health wise, physical wise, mentally. But it's also very important to love yourself where you are now. And so I think if we don't have people out there doing it, we're just going to stay where we're at.
Right. I agree with that. That's good. What you said was that's some good meat and bone. Toya, let me have you weigh in on
Well, being of the curvier set myself, you know, I mean, I like her honestly because she's not the first plus size woman, but she is the first plus size woman that we're seeing who comes out, who's happy with herself, who's not trying to change herself, you know, and she does work out because I feel like it's always, like you said, it's the stigma being a plus size woman. They try to equate that with being unhealthy. Just because you're plus size doesn't mean you're unhealthy. You know, there's a lot of things that could
That's
be
true.
a factor of why you're the way you are there. You know, people just come out and just because she comes out with what she wants to wear, she's unapologetic about everything. But you have to think about, even looking back, there was a lot of like singers or things that were plus size, but think about it, they weren't in those music videos. I remember, I want to say just like Kelly Price when she first came out, before she was heavy set. Remember, they just had her in the video, all you could see is her face. They never showed. We never knew what she looked like. Those videos, it
That's
would just be
horrible.
from the top up. I can't remember the lady. I think it was Martha. Why she used to sing all those songs. They never used her in the video. It was just her voice. They always had another lady singing over her or lip singing her parts of the song, and it's her singing these songs. You know, so for a long time, people have made plus size or bigger women to be like the enemy, or you don't want to look like, you don't want to look like that, but everyday women aren't a size 2 or a size, 0. And it's plenty of women pulling plenty of men who just, show that. Let that be in the light. It's not promoting, it's okay to be, say, obese or unhealthy or something like that. But like I said, being plus size doesn't mean you're unhealthy. That needs to be, that's the stigma that we need to get away from. I applaud whatever she do. I mean, I wouldn't do half like some of the stuff, but I'm just not a twerker on the internet anyway. But I'm okay with,
I don't know, Toya.
no,
I don't
I ain't out
know
here
now.
showing no
You
cheeks,
might be a little twerker.
but I'm okay with what she doing. I mean, why not love who you are? Like, if society's telling you wrong, like, you have to build up, you got to start that within, like, are you gonna have that society of people hating themselves? Or think about little kids who I grew up a little chubby little girl too. I've heard like all kinds of things. So think about the mindset of when she was younger, and people telling her, like, now she telling herself, I love myself and this is who I am. I think it's positive for
Right.
other people.
Yeah. So I'm gonna bring up something. You said something in there that I was interested in hearing your take on. You said that it's plenty of plus size women, which is going from the Lizzo conversation, that pull, great guys. I don't know exactly what your statement was, but it was some along that line. It's plenty of plus size women that pull guys. Now you do know that Lizzo has been getting like a lot of attention from the baby and from a few other people, like reposting her stuff on Twitter, like putting heart eyes and stuff like that. So the baby's like wants to take her out on a date or something of that nature. Now I seen like on that post under there, it was so many negative comments. Like, he can choose anybody. Why would he want to choose her? I didn't know what to think of it myself because I'm like, I've never had a problem in the dating world, and I've always been a plus size woman. So it brings up the conversation. Do they think that because we are, more full figure, we don't deserve, nice looking men, great men that's gonna look out for us and take care of us? I just didn't understand. And not that the baby is a good guy at all. Let's just make that clear. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know if people I don't know if they think that we're not like human or something,
Desirable.
because
That's where I get to.
yeah, but I don't know, because I just never had a problem in the
Me
area.
either.
There's never been a issue for me. So have you all? I mean, like, I know all of us are full figured except for Miss Melanin.
Hey, I didn't got thick. I didn't got thick, baby. Don't make
Oh
me
my
stand
God, here we
up.
go.
Don't make me stand
If
up.
your listen, if your ego is thick, that's up to listen.
Friend, don't make me
Who
stand
am
up.
I?
You know I didn't came. You know I done gained a few pounds.
Listen. You're not about to stress me out. But anyways, so what do you all think about that? Like, you think that we're less desirable because you're plus size, or I don't know. I
I
think
don't think
everybody
so,
likes
but
what
I
they
think,
like.
Right.
yeah,
Preference. But I feel like the media, and especially with the age of social media, and I'm not even social media, but like I said, think about back 90s. We never seen these ladies promoted. You never seen them so it's hard for people to understand, like, we don't have any trouble dating or whatever the case may be. So but they don't show it, and people go by what people show. So you have to think about like
Right.
You
the
know
TV
what?
shows we used to watch. How many heavy set ladies and what roles did they play?
Oh, y'all, just bringing it up. I hate, you know who I hate the most out of any character? I love her as a person, but I know y'all know what I'm about to say. Nikki
Oh,
Parker. I love her I love the ambience and the essence of her character, but I hated that the show was really like her being an undesirable plus size woman, always chasing after this
and then
man.
for the end.
And I even hated that they let him marry, like they let them get married at the end. Like, if you gotta chase somebody for dear life in hell, baby,
For that
no.
long,
I've never been in that. I've never been in that. I'm not chasing you, baby, to the
Thank you.
dishwasher. So I know I ain't chasing you around the whole entire show, no sets for years and years. We're not doing
Yes,
that.
that's funny.
Cause is he the reward at the end
No,
though? When you
she
think
had a
about that,
man who
they got
liked her
married.
for who she was. He liked her off rip for everything she was, what she looked like, and then they let. And I refused to. I started watching it again on Netflix, but I refused to watch like that end of the season because why is she back with him?
Yeah,
The whole season was
yeah,
him, or seasons, or whatever show was him talking about her negatively and everything about
yeah.
her
And her body
body
image was a
image and
lot to do with
everything.
it.
And then she
Yes.
get a man who loves her for who she is, everything about
mm-hmm.
her. She gets to the part where she's gonna marry this man, and then they let him come back in. Oh no, I love you. Like, no. Why wasn't it an empowerment moment to say, hey, you didn't want me all these years. You talked about me. You degraded me. You did all these things. You made it like I was just this disgusting human being. And now all of a sudden oh yes, I'll marry you. How desperate was that? Like, that show makes me so angry at the end. And it's a good show. Don't get me wrong. But I will
Yeah,
not watch
because
those
it's
it
funny.
is, it's
Yeah.
hilarious. But I won't them last two episodes, I'm not watching because why? That made me so disappointed.
yeah.
They had the moment to show, like, here goes somebody who really loves her for who she is, body and everything, and then you come in and let this man who's totally embarrassed her so many times come in and just scoop in like he her knight in shining armor when she has somebody who, oh, don't even get me. Listen, I could go on about that. It makes me angry. I get mad
Okay,
about that.
okay. I see that conversation is bothering so much. So let's just skip on to that. Now, with these conversations highlighted, Brittany, what does body positivity mean to you?
It's, to me, it's loving yourself. To think that, I mean, I tell people all the time, because some people will tell me, I wish I had the confidence that you had. And I'm like, girl, you should see me in my house when I'm getting dressed. And I'm like, no, no, no. But it's affirmations, I believe huge into, because the more you tell yourself something, the more you're going to believe it. If you
Mm-hmm.
tell yourself you are dumb, you are not worthy, you are too big to wear what you're wearing, or any of the things, you're not smart enough to do whatever, you're setting yourself up to be true and to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you tell yourself every morning, you are beautiful, your body is beautiful, you are strong, you are smart, you're going to start believing it. And it is true. But all these things that we've talked about, um, like the show, that you deserve the real love, the good love, to be treated the
Mm-hmm.
right way. But if you don't tell yourself, you won't believe it. So body positivity to me is all of that wrapped up into just one big lump of just loving yourself. And again, you can want to better yourself. You can want to change the way you look. That doesn't mean that you don't love it for what it is now.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree
That's
with
a
that.
good. I think body positivity for me is just celebrating where I am each step of my journey. So no matter again if I'm a size zero, because believe it or not, it's people that are size zeros that don't want to be a size zero, and it's
Yeah,
people that are size 22 that don't want to be a size 22 or are happy with being a size 22. But I think for me, like you said, it's respecting your own space and your own body enough to know whatever I have, this package is enough. Now, if I want to go after and work for more, that's on me, and I can do that. I can
yeah,
change the things that I don't like. But self love and body positivity to me is all internal, and it's not what I look like on the external.
exactly.
Everything is for me is how do I feel about me. See, in my I grew up with all of the women in my family. They looked like me, but they all had husbands. They all had careers. They all and I also had men in my life, dads, grandpas, uncles that say, "Hey, you are beautiful." I've always been chunky, but that was always something that happened in the culture of my family, and it makes me sad that other people were not being able to be as expressive or as love this. The size. My family never made jokes about overeating, and they never made people feel bad for stuff like that. So, because they all were again, curvier, plus size women. So they never took those things lightly. They never said inappropriate stuff. So I don't have those little things in the back of my head that I'm not good enough because I know that I am. I mean, listen, I was almost 400 pounds wearing crop tops. I call them drop the tops, baby. And baby, when I used to have a big stomach, Cookie used to drop that top. I mean, I'm dropping the top, and guess what? Nobody could tell me nothing because I am me. It was instilled from me from being a toddler, and I love me. If don't nobody loves some Cook Gotti, I love some Cook Gotti. So body positivity to me just means being expressive and celebrating where you are, no matter where you are, ladies. Celebrate yourself. If it's something, it can be the small things. I worked out 2 days this week. It's a celebration because you wasn't a couch potato for 7 days last week. Celebrate where you are in your journey. Even if you don't work out, just celebrate, hey, I'm alive and I'm thriving. And I love the body that I'm in.
Yes.
I agree.
And so,
I definitely agree.
yeah. And also, I think I also wanted to touch on this. I think Tay was gonna bring this up, but since we're already touching on it. So Brittany, you and I have both lost a substantial amount of weight. Um, what was the driving force for you to lose weight?
Honestly, it was a wedding I was supposed to be in. And I don't know why, because I had been in a bunch of other weddings. This was a beach wedding. The bridesmaids weren't wearing bikinis, so I don't really know like what flipped the switch. And I told myself I would eat healthy for 30 days. And if nothing happened, because I'd called myself dieting before or trying before, I would try for 30 days. And if it worked, I'd keep going. And it did. And so the motivation from seeing things change kept me going. But that was the initial reason why is my best friend from elementary school was getting married at the beach.
Oh
Brittany,
wow.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, what's up?
when you ate healthy for 30 days, for me, it makes me want to just continue. Like, I don't want to go back. So, did you feel that way? Like, I don't want to go back to eating what I was eating. I just want to keep going. Did you feel
Yeah,
like that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I realized how crappy I was feeling eating the other things.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have more energy. My knees don't hurt anymore. All the things. So
Okay.
yeah, I felt the same way.
Okay.
Wow. So
Yeah.
losing all that weight, I know how I feel. I felt ecstatic. But losing all the weight, do you still struggle with any body image issues or any body dysmorphia or even just not liking certain things about your body physically?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So I have gained some of my weight back. It's more muscle because come to find out I was probably under eating, not to under eat. I just didn't really understand nutrition. back then. And the tabloids and all the things saying you should eat less than 1,200 calories, or, like that's
Yeah.
not a lot, especially when
Right.
I'm doing 3 hours of cardio in the gym, because I also think that's what I should be doing. So anyhow, but I remember it was probably year 3 into my journey. I had some family things going on, and I had gained 10, 15 pounds. And an older lady in the gym stopped me. She would praise me every day she saw me, telling me how good I looked because I had lost weight. She stopped me in the locker room and said, "Don't tell me you're gaining your weight back."
Oh.
Y'all, what that did to me mentally, because I was like, I knew I had gained 10 pounds, but I thought after 3 years of what I had lost and the things that are going on in my life, like, I didn't think it was bad. And that's what you're going to say to me? And so I thought, that's it. Everybody can see it. And I thought from that point on that I was like, what's the point anymore? Because I've let myself go. And I look back at pictures then and I'm like, how did she say that to me? How, I don't know. So it messed with my mind hard. And so I don't know that that's really the answer that you were expecting, I guess. But it's on the flip side of it. Because body dysmorphia is a real thing. Not seeing what other people see. And it was huge in that moment for me, because she made that one comment and I could still see the 60-pound heavier version of myself, and she validated it for me, but I wasn't there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is heavy. Like,
It was
ooh,
hard. It
wow.
was hard. But yeah.
I think for me, the driving force for losing weight, um, it just had to be like I was in Mobile. Me and my son lived by ourselves, and my head had been hurting for weeks and weeks, like bad headaches. So I ended up going to the doctor and to the ER, and next thing you know, both of the nurses and the doctors rushing in after I got my blood pressure checked because they didn't even tell me. She was like, "This can't be right. The cuff's not working." So she got a bigger cuff to check my arm, and pretty much she said, we're not going to let you leave the hospital today. We're going to admit you because your blood pressure is just too high, too high. I'm like, started crying. I'm like, I live in Mobile alone with my son. I can't afford to miss work. Number one, I came over here on my lunch break to go to the doctor, so I can't afford to miss work. And two, I don't have anybody to get my son. And the lady was very adamant. The doctors were adamant. We cannot let you leave. She's like, it's a liability to the hospital if we let you leave with your blood pressure this high. I ended up like begging and pleading with them, and they end up dealing. After being there, I had been there all the way up until my son's daycare closed. I went for lunch at 11. I didn't leave the emergency room until 6. The daycare closed at 6:30. So then the doctor had a one-on-one conversation with me. I need you to come back here in 30 days and follow up with us. And he said, I want you to have been lost anywhere from 15 to 20 pounds. And I got home, I got the research and stuff, and I'm like, my son only has me. Like, his life really depends on what I do with my life. I literally it used to take me for 1 mile. It took me about 45 minutes to walk 1 mile. I would be crying, my legs would be hurting. And I always been a actually active person, especially all through college. It's just like after having him, it's like I got sedentary, got into being a mom because I've always been active. I've been in so many organizations where I dance. I did everything to keep myself active, and that's why I didn't gain weight then. But after I had him, it was just like I gained weight. That was my driving force to lose weight, is that I thought that literally if I didn't lose weight, I was going to lose my life to high blood pressure, and I was going to have a stroke and stroke out. For me, I'm down 170 pounds, and I still struggle with things that I do not like. And for me, I love my body in general because this body has been through so much and is still here. But I think that for me, I want to encourage people, anybody listening, that do not give up because you're not where you want to be. Because if you do give up, a year from now, you're going to still be in that same space. You'll still be. If I didn't start then, with the doctor pushing me, I would have still been a year later 400 pounds, 378 pounds. If you don't start somewhere, you're gonna be there, and you got to make the conscious decision every day to fight for your health. And if you're plus size, or if you're full figure and you don't have any health problems, good for you. But some of us don't have that same luxury or liberty. So I just say, overall, just remain positive and like stick with your journey. It's gonna be very, very hard some days, and those are the days that you gotta go like balls to the wall and get it done.
Okay. I agree with you, Cookie.
Right.
Everybody, stay motivated, whether you big or small, short or tall.
Yeah.
Stay motivated, because it's easy to get off track. It's easy to, just go. And for me, it's easy for me to open my nightstand at night and eat a bag of almonds. That's a problem. That's a problem. So I haven't been putting any snacks in my nightstand. So it's easy to fall off. But, stay motivated, stay on track. But since we're talking about body image, I have a couple of questions that I wanted to ask. I'm going to let you answer this one, Toya, okay? All right. And then if anyone else want to chime in, you can. Do you feel like society puts pressure on you to look a certain way? Big butts, flat stomachs.
I do. I mean, and not just personally me, but yeah, I do. Just because that's what you see. That's what you see promoted all the time. Oh, anytime you turn on, not even say, guess you're not turning on, but you look on the internet, flat tummy tea, lipo here, cryo this, suck this out, something. And it's just like, even the little things you look at, you could Google anything, because we know they're all watching. You see something pops up. Like now I've noticed on my Facebook pages, joined this and found this, and it's just these diet pills and all this stuff, and it's just like, why is this here? Like every time you turn around, or like that Goals plastic surgery thing, I think I see that a lot on my timeline, and it's just BBL this and lipo this and everything. So it's just like people are now looking towards, this is what I gotta look like. It's no more let's just be natural anymore. And I've seen people, teenagers honestly, who've had these procedures, and it's just like, you haven't even grown into your adult body yet. So you don't know what you could look
how
like,
you would look.
So I just feel like social media is a big thing, and I find myself having to take breaks from that, because if you don't, you get sucked into that. You get sucked into, this is how I should look, and I know for me, when we talk about body positive, and I'm happy with me, and I know there's areas I can work on, but I also know for me, I have different issues. I have endometriosis. I have all these things that I didn't know what was wrong with me and why I couldn't lose weight. And I have a personal trainer. I go to the gym. I'm walking. I'm doing all these things. But I can say, and this is just as a Black woman, ask questions when you go to the doctor, because they won't. I've noticed they won't check for certain things. I had fibroids for maybe years. Nobody ever checked for that. Nobody ever said maybe there's something wrong. And since that day, I've had 3 surgeries for my fibroids, So I have all different kind of things that's going on, and that's hindering some of the things with thyroids, just causing you not to lose that weight. So when I see stuff like that, it's, it kind of gets to, it's not making me, because I don't want to go have plastic surgery. But, I can see how, if you're not strong, if you don't have that mindset of, let me be okay with who I am, and this is, keep that mindset of just keeping that motivation, like you said, like it comes within, because if you let that outside get in, you're gonna fall into that trap of I should have a flat stomach, I should have this big butt, I should have thighs that don't touch, or and that's just not really reality. Think about how many people are out here dying trying to get that work done because they can't afford it. You're going to get illegal stuff done and letting people who aren't licensed, because I've looked into it, who can't say they haven't, and I noticed some of these people aren't even, their specialty isn't even plastic surgery or weight loss. Like some of these people are pediatricians and stuff, and you're letting them do this procedure on you.
Not the
Yes, I've
pediatrician,
read
girl.
yeah, and you're cutting my body,
and you gonna
and
cut
you're
my body.
trying to do all these things, and then people die from this stuff. It's just like, people put so much emphasis on it, and you think you have to be this perfect person. And who's to say what the standard for perfection is? When half of these people you see That's not even what they look like. They manufacture their bodies. They went out and they got a nip and a tuck here and a they built
They
a
built the
body
body.
and
They
you're
built the
making,
body like a little
yes,
Chucky
and then
doll.
you're putting their face out here
Yes.
and, oh, this is the standard of perfection right here. So now you're thinking, I got to go do all these things. When half these people aren't hitting the gym, they're taking those pictures in the gym, but you're taking those pictures after you had all this work done. You're not really
I
being
love it. I love your
honest about
answer.
how you did
Me
these
too.
things, how you're not, for the everyday woman who can't afford to go and see a doctor to do those things. You're not being realistic, but you're promoting these things like, oh yeah, I did this. You didn't do that from that T, girl. Might have helped you do a little bit of something, but that's not how you achieve that body,
About
right?
10 pounds.
Exactly.
About 10
So be
pounds.
Wow.
honest. You telling people, "Oh, I was hitting these squats, and now my butt is like this big, and my thighs are that don't even match." So be honest about what you're
Yes,
doing.
girl. It don't
Like
match.
I'm being honest. Like I just because that's something that
When the thighs don't
exactly. And
match the
so you're
butt. Oh
promoting these, and think
Lord.
about who you're promoting it to. It might not be somebody like us who might have that head strain. Like I said, I've seen teenagers go and do these. Like, why are you getting a BBL
Yeah.
and you not even old enough to drink yet? Like, why is that even
Wow.
allowed for you to make that decision? And you don't know what you're gonna look like at 25. You might sprout everything. I don't know. It's just no.
So, Tori, you hit on some good things. Brittany, this question is for you. Do you feel like, because Toya felt really strong about it, so I just want to get your take. Do you feel like women who get BBLs, breast lifts or other cosmetic surgeries, like maybe struggle with like some form of like vain, low self esteem, or maybe negative body image? And also address the fact if you think that this is external or internal.
Oh, I would say probably mostly internal. I do think that they probably lack some confidence, but it could all stem from how, like, at a young age, how they were taught to. My grandmother used to tell me all the time I shouldn't eat things on my plate, or not call me names, but she called my sister a butterball one time, which is, not a bad term, but we know what she meant.
Yeah.
And so, like, replaying that in my head over all the years. So it could have started at a young age. It doesn't have to necessarily be just now and them wanting to be the next Kim Kardashian, but it could just be them feeding off of what they were told when they're younger. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And I think society has come a long way with being body inclusive and the body positivity to a degree, because you have some stores that now have plus size women wearing their clothes in the ads and things like that. And I love it. But then you also have social media who has filters on everything. And that's what these kids are growing up with. And so, like, yeah, plus size or inclusiveness is out there now, but also they have all these apps on their phones that they're putting filters on every day that they should look a certain way. Their lips should be a little bit fuller, or, you know what I'm saying? So I do think a lot of it's internal, but I think a lot of it comes from society on the external.
I like that.
And I want to say, don't get me
I
wrong. I'm
like
not
that
hating on nobody to
because
go get a BBL. Do what you want. It's your body. I'm not hating on it, but I'm just saying I think it's
Yeah,
just like you said. It's society. They see it and they, okay, this is what I should look like, and a lot of, yeah, and I think some of it's
supposed to look
mental.
like, yeah.
no, I think I feel differently, and I think I feel differently because of where I'm coming from. For me, I don't want to be BBL at all, but I do plan on. I've lost 170 pounds, so it left me with a whole bunch of excess skin. So yeah, I already got a tummy tuck. I do plan on getting my arms, and I do, plan on getting a back lift and a breast lift because I feel like I worked so hard to lose this weight. I don't want to be trapped in my skin.
Hell yeah.
It's crazy to me to lose all this weight and then to be trapped in
I
this
agree
skin,
with
all
that.
this excess skin. And I'm not doing anything for cosmetic purposes. See, this is the thing. I just want my body to look normal. I just want
Yeah.
it to look normal. Like y'all body look normal. Y'all didn't have to do anything to get just like a regular standard body. That's all I want. That's why I don't want a BBL. I don't need a butt because I'm already thick. Got it thick in this. No, I'm just
I
playing.
agree with that. But what you're saying, I see why you're
but
doing it. See,
I'm
for
just
a purpose,
saying.
but you're not going to be out here
Yeah.
Yeah.
promoting
So
like, I didn't, you
yeah.
lost that weight on your own. You didn't go and say, oh, I did all this and then go post a gym picture like this is what happened. You see, and I think
Oh
that's my
no.
thing. That's where I get,
No. Yeah.
that's where I'm coming from. Like these
Oh,
people,
okay.
they
Okay.
go and
Yeah.
do this stuff, but then they just post that stuff in the gym like this is how I got here. It wasn't a process of, you can
Yeah.
show your, oh, I went and worked out for this. Who would want to be like, I get what you're saying. Like,
Girl.
because if I was, I would want to get my skin tightened because who wants to be out there just, feel the body that you're in, the body that you made that body. You didn't go and say, oh, well, I'm not going to put any work into this. I'm not going to change any habits. I'm just going to go and like you said, build a body. I'm not going to, that's not what you did.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Laying on a
Exactly.
conveyor belt, just going
So,
down
Kiki, I
inside the
definitely
factory.
agree.
I was just saying, I want to say something too. I just want to chime in before we wrap up this little
Mm-hmm.
part. I get that. I Okay. I get that everyone has insecurities with their bodies. I have certain insecurities, certain things I would like to look better. So I try to work at it. It's definitely a mental thing. Some people, something may have affected them, as a child. It could have been put, negative speech or whatever. Somebody could have verbally abused them as a child, and so they are living up to other expectations from childhood. It could be so many different things. So I think it is partly internal. Um, Also, everybody. I'm here for if anybody want to make a few minor enhancements or
Yeah,
whatever. If you need
Same.
them, but if your body is already like almost perfect, all you have to do is just put in a little
exactly.
extra work. Some people may need a little bit of enhancements,
Exactly.
They don't want to work.
like when we today I don't have on any makeup. I didn't feel like it, okay? But when we go out, we get dolled up a little bit, just a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of enhancements. Like we don't you may not need a lot. I might
Mm-hmm.
not need the contouring and make me
Right.
look like a different person, okay?
I always need contouring. What you mean?
But your contouring don't be like the people that when they take it off, you
Right.
look like the same person.
Right.
They be looking like that is not that
And
girl.
I've seen it.
That's a whole nother. Okay, so what I'm saying is, it's okay if you wanna, fix up your body a little bit, but like if the manufacturing thing going through the warehouse, laying on the belts, they putting your arms on, they
Like a
sticking your
Barbie.
leg in the door, they putting the hair in your head. Yeah, that's a little bit different than you out here flexing like, oh yeah, I'm cornbread
Right.
fed. Nah,
Baby.
I'm cornbread
Right.
fed. So that's what I want to say on it. But I mostly want to say that I think it can be definitely a mental thing, which
Mm-hmm.
leading into our next topic, we're going to be discussing. What are we discussing?
So next, we're gonna just be addressing millennials and mental health, y'all. This is really big. So,
Yes,
in an
yes.
article that I researched recently by Brian Harvey, he stated that millennials have been called the burnout generation, and burnout is impacting millennials when it comes to mental and emotional well-being. Did you know that? Just a little fun fact. Did you all know that millennial women are 20% less healthy than men, mainly driven by depression? But why do you guys think that is? Brittany, you can go for it first.
I don't know. I felt like I just got slapped in the face when you said
Uh
burnout.
oh. Uh oh.
I
Oh
heard
no, it's
y'all.
a Toya shaking her head. Toya,
She
you got
booked
you
and
got.
busy. She's
Oh
booked and
wait.
busy.
Man.
Burnout.
Man.
Wow. What do you think,
Um,
Toya? Brittany, y'all got some? Come on, girls. I got come on, ladies.
I mean, I feel
Brittany
like
just
I just
like,
fit the.
Oh
I feel
yeah.
like I fit the bill. I don't know.
oh yeah, yeah.
I think it's true. I think they're right. The study is accurate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never really dealt with anxiety or depression or any of that until the recent, like, I would say 5 years. And I could see where it probably stemmed from the burnout. Like, just the go, 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 the feeling like I can't ever stop, that I'm on the grind all the time. And if I stop this, I'm going to let these people down. If I stop this, I'm going to let these people down, and no real time for myself. And when we talked about it, when I work out, it's not for me.
Yeah.
It's for my
For
classes.
us.
And
Yeah.
so, and that's not anything for my mental in that hour, because it's work. So, I don't know what to say other than forward me that article.
Send me the link,
I'll send it to
please.
you. I'll send it to you.
Because I mean,
It
yeah,
was, listen, y'all, it was a really good read. I was like, when I was discussing it with Tavia, I'm like, Lord, it just was, everything he said was like bam, 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 hit me on the forehead. So I feel exactly how he said in that article. But to also switch gears in this article, it stated that more people go to family and friends for like resources, like an advice for help for mental illness, instead of going to like, therapists, licensed professionals. And for me, when I had those issues, I went to somebody that was licensed that could help me. But I did notice like a lot of my friends, they would just be like, let me talk to you. You're more sound on these things. Or either a lot of times I might talk to Tay, Tasha, or Mika. I might just pour in whatever I got going on into them, not thinking that, they might not be able to give you the right advice on this just because, these are touchy things and different things can lead you different ways. So I can give you some advice that might work for me. Like meditating doesn't work or affirmations, like being quiet doesn't work for people who are struggling with anxiety because your mind's already running. So I could do that, but that might not be the right advice that I'm giving you. I could give you advice that could
right.
literally take you out of here. And that's why I'm very subconscious myself about giving people advice. I give it to a certain extent because a lot of people come to me, but then
I feel the same way.
I don't know.
I think that's smart, but I think there's a stigma with here anyway, with, oh, I'm going to therapy. I just had this talk with someone at work the other day, and they didn't want to admit that that's where they were going. And I was like, but people in bigger cities, that's like, they have their nail girl, they've got the girl that does their hair, and they have their therapist. But around here, it's not like it's, oh, you go to therapy. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I wish I lived somewhere where it was normal.
I think it might be a South thing. Then you think it's like Southern?
I think it's because the generation before us, I believe, was Generation X. We're the Millennials. Hey, baby, have a couple Maurice. We're making more of a change now, but it was things were instilled in us or put into us to where no, we don't speak up about this and that, and that's probably why they're ashamed to say we're going to therapy. I think we're growing now as millennials to go into that direction to say, hey, I'm going to therapy, because if I had a therapist, like, girl, I gotta go talk to my therapist, I'll see you later, or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think we're trying to get there now, and by the time the generation Gen Z's, they're gonna be on top of it. So I think that we're just gradually getting there, and it's good that we're working on us in our generation, because that was probably something that, hey, don't tell nobody going to therapy,
Yes.
or they're going to think you crazy, you cuckoo in the house or whatever.
Right there.
So that's probably, people don't want to be judged, and I don't think that you should be judged based off going to therapy. It's a doctor.
Right.
You go to the doctor, you go to the hospital, nobody's judging you and trying to find out what's going on, in your medical records. So...
And it doesn't even
it's
have
wrong.
to be like because something is going on. Kristen Bell and Dak Shepard, I saw an interview of them, and they go to marriage counseling or therapy or whatever. And somebody asked them about it. They were like, "But aren't y'all good?" And Dak said, "You get your oil changed in your car, so your motor doesn't blow up."
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
Start keep it going. So it doesn't have to be, and I think the stigma is that something's wrong with you, but it doesn't have to be that way. Just you changing your oil, you know,
and to
just that
piggyback
that
on all of
maintenance.
y'all, what you're saying, like even Tavia, when you said that, like people see it as a negative stigma, like something's wrong, like you're crazy or you're, so you don't say that. And then even growing up, and I can say in the Black culture, you said that when something was wrong with you, what they used to tell you, oh, just pray on it. Oh, pray on it. Pray on it. It's
You're all
fine. Like
right.
it was
You just
always
pray. Just put,
exactly. It was always a negative
God
thing.
will
Like, and I
correct
found
it.
myself like when I did start going to therapy, like you said, it was sick. I can't tell anybody I'm going to do this or I'm going to, and now I'll be like, yeah, girl, I got a session in about an hour. Like, I don't care, you know, like I don't feel like now it's like because of how you said, Cookie, that people come to you and sometimes people are putting that on you and you're that person that they come to, not knowing that you may have some things going on too. So like, that's a lot of weight to carry. So for me, I started saying, you know, I have never been putting myself first. Like, and I think with this pandemic, it hit me where I had a lot of time alone. That what have you really done for yourself? Like you're always trying to be there for someone else. Like I'm always there when somebody else needs me. I get up and go. Oh, you need me to watch this or you need me to go do that? And then like, well, who do I have to turn to when something's going on with me? And I found myself when something was going on, I always internalized it. Nobody knew what was wrong with me. Cause I'm always out here smiling and I'm here. I'm the happy friend. I'm the like, yeah, girl, let's do. But nobody knows when I go home that I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, like I'm exhausted. I'm mentally
I'm
drained. I'm
exhausted.
dealing with
I'm
this
mentally
anxiety.
drained.
I'm having this
I
stuff
can't.
alone, and I can't tell anybody because even if I go to my parents or oh, you'll be all right, girl. Just pray on it. Ain't no, oh, God will work that out. And I had to stop myself, like, you know, girl, before you have a nervous breakdown, because those are real. You know, you can something can happen to you, even that mental and all that stuff you holding, that stress that can cause heart related problems. You're doing all these things, and when I had my first anxiety attack, I'm in here googling like, y'all, I think I'm having a heart attack. I'm about to go, you know, and I had to tell myself like, really in here like WebMD, googling the symptoms, like is my arm numb? You know, I'm going through that, and I was like, you know what? And it was with a job I had, and I said, I can't do this. I can't do this job, and that job had me working from 1 to 10. Nope, I can't do it. And it was just like I kept trying to say, you can do it, go ahead and do this. But I'm like, I'm literally wasting my days. I'm just here by myself mentally going on this wheel. And I'm like, nope, something got to end. So I told myself, you know what? Don't be ashamed. At first, I didn't tell people that I was going to see a therapist. But after a while, I was like, I don't care what them people think, because I really don't. Like, this works for me, you know? And I feel like I feel a lot of weight lifted off my shoulders. I'm when I'm happy for real now. You know, I'm not just disguising that like they put on those commercials. Like you put on that thing, you come home, you take it off. Now I'm good, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. For this, I'm gonna leave the viewers with two things. Number one, faith without works is dead. The Bible said it best. You can have all the faith that you want in God in the world, and you can believe Him for He is, but you got to do the work to get it done. And that's what therapists and counselors are for. They are our faith without works help. So get the help and the resources that you need. Number two, who pours into the poor? So if you are the poor, think about who's pouring into you. If that's think of it like a tier system. You know, you're the poor, you're at the highest, you got your level twos and you got your level ones. You got to be at the top and you got to be in your top shape to actually take care of the people that you're pouring into. But then you have to have a number four somewhere, someone, a resource or a guide, which is a medical professional, or it could be people like your counselors, your pastors, somebody that can really keep you balanced enough to actually pour into all of these people and fulfill your role successfully. So just keep that in mind when we're working on stuff and we're, working to be better us, and then think about, don't take too much in, because I'm like that. I'm the
Me
poor.
either.
I don't have a problem with pouring though, because I realize that if you trust me enough
Exactly.
with the safety of your information, then I'm going to safeguard it, and I'm going to get back to trying to heal you as quickly as I can possible and give you those resources, because I don't ever want it to be where it's a season to where I didn't get a chance to grab that person before it was too late and they made a really bad decision and I couldn't talk them off the ledge. So I always will be available to talk my friends and my family members off the ledge, and they know it because sometimes we need it. But let's switch gears to a to a lighter note, because this is a heavy. This is too. They gotta shake. I was a hard shake. Get this stuff up. I'm like, oh,
Shake.
no, yeah. So let's talk about a little bit. We're just gonna touch on this subject just a smite a little bit. So we're gonna talk about millennials and relationships. So during our research we conducted, a lot of millennials are having more problems like settling down than previous generations. I don't know why, but why do you guys think
Too
that
much out
is?
there.
I need to go talk to my therapist about this.
Lord.
Listen, all y'all face was like,
okay, let's hit Toya first.
Yeah, straight up.
Everybody went by. Y'all was like,
I want to hear your take on it.
Yeah.
But honestly, I thought a lot about this, and I feel like it's just people feel like it's just so much out there, So you get with this person could be like the perfect whatever, what you need, but you see something else, and like they say, the grass ain't always greener on the other side. So you get this, you get with this person, and you feel like, oh, I could be with this person, but somebody come in, it's not a temptation, and people they put you here, because I've been here, and it took me a while, like you said, Brittany, talk to my therapist about this. Why am I staying here when I know this person is seeking these other people or doing these other things, because if it's something I'm not giving you, let me know, either I'm going to stay or I'm going to go, but let me know, like, don't hold me here because you feel like, oh, this is a good girl, this is a good woman, but I want to go and I want to play the field. I want to go and be with Sarah and Jasmine and everybody else. But when I'm done with that and I feel like, oh, I'm going to go right back to Toya. Don't do that. Leave Toya alone, because Toya good. Like, don't do that. But I feel like it's a lot of temptation, and a lot of people put this stigma on keeping up with the Joneses, is what I like to say. Like, they want to be put here, and, oh, if I have this or I have that, then all these people going to flock to me. And people use people until they done, they getting used and they can't do it no more. So then they come back to that safety net, this old faithful here, because I know you're always going to be here. So I think that's what the relationship, because people don't want to settle down, because why would I settle when I can have everybody? I can have what I want, if I don't know. And it's just like,
why? Everything, if you don't have nothing like tangible, because these people do be having everything, but if you don't have anything to come back to at the end of the day,
they see this like you can build who you want to be.
I don't understand, because I just remember I fight. So any dude, no, just playing. I do fight. I do fight. Now this is crazy.
It's
you
too
just
many
can't
options,
be settled with
and
one
you think
person
they're
because
options,
there's so
but
many
those options might not even be good for you. They see what they think you have, like. And I always say this, but people say like, "Oh, but you bring social media." But you think about back then, those generations didn't have what we had. It wasn't no dating apps. It wasn't no. You organically had to meet these people, grow with these people, have conversations with people. Now you can get on the internet, and I can flash bills and bills, and you think I got money, and that's my rent money. Like, you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, people coming with you because that's what they think you have. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I see you with the flashy cars and don't know that's my homeboy car. I'm just posing in front of it. So people coming at you and you getting all this because people think you got something, and you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can build, like, the internet makes you can be who you want to be here. And nobody ever knows, you know what I'm saying? So you're people flock to that,
100%.
and people are with that flashiness and, oh, you look good, and, oh, you a model, you this, but you might be at home sleeping on a air mattress and ain't got nothing going on, but nobody would know that, So I feel like those options is so much going on, and so many options, that when you get somebody who's genuine, who's real, who like you for who you are, and we know the real you, but you got all these people who seeing that persona you putting on. So it's like, why would I settle down with this when I can just have so much?
Okay. For our next question about these little relationships, you know what I call them relationships, Toya, that you was just talking about? Them situationships.
Circumstance.
Those are situationships.
Yeah.
But for the next question, okay, how does it make you feel about men asking the question, what do women bring to the table?
No, that's what it makes me
So
do.
what are you bringing to, when they say, so what are you bringing to the table? Baby,
The
I am the
nightstand and the
table
dresser.
I am the table.
with the chairs.
And the dining
Well,
room
see,
and the house.
the crazy
and
thing
all the
is
things.
about this question is that how do you ask a woman, your partner, what she brings to the table? Because a real man already knows the value of if I made you my partner, if you're my girlfriend, I already know what you bring to the table. You bring a sense of loyalty, a sense of companionship, a sense of partnership. I can get anybody to go do my laundry. I can get anybody to go out here. I can hire a chef to cook me. But what I can't pay for is somebody to
Be that
love
peace
me
at the end of the
through
day.
all of these things. Love me when I can't be the provider that you need. Love me through that. When I literally, there's days that mentally, baby, I can't take care of you, let alone me, but I love you through that. Those are the things that a companion or a woman brings to the table. And I can't fathom a man, like I'm in a relationship with, asking me, what do I bring to the table?
Because most of these men,
beyond crazy to me.
So if a man asks you what to bring to the table and you can't fathom that, you just walk away because you ain't asking me what I bring to the table.
I'm finding you first and then I'm walk away. Just long as I don't end up on 33, 40. So I'm finding you first and then I'm going to leave.
That because they think somebody going to use them or something? Is that why they asking that question? Because it's just crazy to me.
I don't think that these men that are asking that question actually even want someone that has something to bring to the table. They want to be the table. They want to be everything, and they want to control and manipulate that happens everything at that table. And I think that when you think about a man that asks that question, how selfish can you be to be in a space to where that is the question that you have for somebody that you're going to invest in as your wife, your partner, your fiance? How
I agree.
I just don't. It's just beyond me.
And most of them don't even have it. Like,
I don't. What you bring to the? I bring these hands to the table, sir. So what can we do? So, it's your girl cook got it. Get at me. No, no, for real though. But it is very disheartening for women in our generation. I think when we come across these type of guys, because these guys are very narcissistic. They have very toxic behaviors, and then if this is the things that we're doing, they won't settle with us because it's so many different women out here that they can choose from. But then when they do get settled with us, they're asking what we bring to the table. Like, what? How can we win? That's
together.
Question to our viewers: if you have a chance, write in. How can millennial women win in the dating realm, in the dating world? How can that happen for us?
and
If this
ask
is
these
what we're
men
up
when they
against,
say what they
truly,
want. Watch
honestly.
when they bring it to the table. Honestly, not even being funny. Most of them people want their mom. Like, you want somebody who's gonna cook for you, who's gonna clean up for you, who's gonna do. You're not even asking them things about being at peace to you, bringing comfort to you when the world's shutting you out, and you need somebody just to be there for you in that moment. When you're not feeling good, you need somebody, but you want somebody who's gonna be here.
Girl, that was
Babying
good.
you want your mom. Like, be honest. Like, a lot of these men that I done read, they want you to be your
They want
mom.
you to
You
be
want me to be a
cooking and
slave
cleaning
to
and
you. You
cleaning and
don't
cooking.
want anything else from me. You
You
know,
hear
like,
me?
you're not. And most men say, I don't want anything financially from you. You want me to be your slave. You want to control me to say, oh, when you gonna have my? I'm not about to be no barefoot and pregnant. 6 o'clock, I got your meal on the table. Like, this is what, like,
Not
I
barefoot and
honestly, like, I've
pregnant.
read and looked at things when men say what they want from a woman. Most of them want their mom, and they want a
They
slave. They
want you to
want
be the
somebody who's going to
Stepford wife.
serve them. But what are you
Stepford wife,
giving me? What am I getting out of this? You know, like, what are you doing? Like I said, even think about mentally. What are you giving me? Like, what sense of security do I have? If that's all you want, then I can go get somebody who's just going to give me money just to look cute. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do I need you for? You know, like, we got to bring a balance to each other. If we can't give that, then what we in a relationship for? Because I'm not about to be here. I'm not doing anything. But most of these people want you to work, and they want you to do 50-50 of everything.
That's the thing.
Right.
Now
I'm splitting
I'm not
all the
gonna
bills
work
with you,
and
and
do
then
50.
say if you bring your
Listen,
kids in there, you
I'm
want
not
me to
gonna
take
work
care
and
of the
do all
kids,
this.
you want me to do all these things, but I'm splitting bills with you. I'm going to work just like you going to work. I'm working 40 hours a week. You working 40 hours a week, but you want me to do all that other stuff on top of it. Make it make sense, because the math ain't mathing to me.
No.
Unacceptable. You
Math
know.
ain't math.
Mm-mm.
Relationships ain't relationshiping like they should be.
No.
Okay. So on that note, we're gonna sign out of that part. So we're gonna leave y'all with a few quotes for this segment of the session that we've gone through. So the first quote is, you may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter the defeats so you can know who you are, what you can rise from, and how you can still come out of it. This is none other than the great Dr.
Maya.
Maya Angelou.
Yes, my girl. I love her
Just
quotes.
yeah, she got my favorite
Believe it
one. When
first
people show
time.
you who they are,
Believe
believe them.
them.
First time.
That is my favorite
You
one.
thought,
That is my favorite one.
yeah.
Okay. And then the next quote is, if I am not good to myself, how can I expect anyone else to be good to me? That's
Oh,
the girl Maya Angelou as well.
Yes.
She
that's
had,
a word. Girl, she made me want to speak in tongues.
okay.
I don't even know how to.
She got 100. She got 100. She got 100. Everybody got.
She got a Honda. She got a Honda.
Amen. That's how you do it. Get a Honda. But y'all, for real, I really enjoyed you ladies. I would want to
Me
say,
too.
just something that I always throw out there, especially as women. And Brittany, you have a lot going on. I'm sure we all have so many things going on. Remember to try to take care of yourself first, mentally, physically, and then because if we're not taking care of ourselves first, we cannot be of help to others. So please find some time to take some time, me time for yourself, even if it's 30 minutes, an hour, one day a week, whatever, twice a month. Do that for yourself. We as women, we have a lot going on. Women in general, not just the millennial women. We do take on a lot though. We take on way too much. So, just take care of yourself first. Self-care, whatever day you choose, have a self-care day. And yeah, so that's what I wanted to say. So right now we're gonna get ready to wrap it up and take us on up out of here. All right. So, okay, so I just want to let y'all know that next week we will be back with our normal cast. I'm sorry, y'all can't be back with us. We'll be back with the guys next week. So,
All right,
to seeing them. They're probably when they see this, they're probably gonna go in on us for talking about them. But you guys can definitely remember to find us on IG and Twitter at BoozyBNT. You can also watch us on our YouTube channel at Boozy Brunch and Tea.
So I just want to again thank you, ladies, for joining us today. We really enjoyed having this conversation and dialogue, and just to thank the viewers for sending in the questions in. Y'all keep doing that. We love reading your questions, comments, and suggestions. And also, in case you all forgot, you can send us your questions at 202-978-6628.
Okay, and thank you guys for tuning in. Always remember to stay safe out there. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for having me.
Bye.
All right. Bye, guys.